won the elections, but all institutions established by the Constitution say otherwise. The IEBC said that President Ruto won the election, he petitioned, and the Supreme Court said that the elections were properly conducted. Having submitted himself to the jurisdiction of those institutions, however aggrieved he is, he's got to accept that that is the result. Because the other route that he can take is the route that he is taking, the route of what is effectively a revolution, is asking that the government of the Republic of Kenya, as presently established, be removed. And that can only be disruptive because President Ruto and the government that has been established will not just be sitting back and say, oh, come, hallelujah, we now accept. They will resist. And when there is resistance, the country will pay. But I go further and ask Honorable Raila, you have served this country. You have accumulated experience over the years. You have political influence. You have individuals who voted for you. Why don't you use that capital, political, social capital, and use your members in parliament to address the issues that concern you? What are those issues? One, that the cost of living is rising to the detriment of Kenyans. Parliament can do that. Your governors can do that. The president can do that. That you lost in a manner that you consider to be unfair. Look to the future. Let us ensure that the institution charged with undertaking and oversighting election is dealt with in a manner that we don't have future occurrences. Then history will say, behold, a patriot. Behold, a selfless man. Behold, a man who sacrificed all. Behold, a man who deserves historical credit. The Honorable Odinga and his acolytes pull back. On Monday, the 20th day of March, businesses will not open in Nairobi. Responsible businessmen will not come to town. In cities and towns across the Republic where Honorable Odinga has support, there will be no activity. Billions will be lost. Some people will be hurt. The country, as I said, is on tenterhooks. The question that I ask, if a mistake is made by one of the demonstrators or one of the security forces, then there is copycat revenge spread across the country. Can Mr. Odinga and his comrades in Azimio assure this country that they have control? They have promised peaceful demonstrations. I've heard some of their foot soldiers saying, there is no peaceful demonstration. Are they reading from the same script? If they don't pull back on Tuesday, what will Kenya look like? And if they don't succeed in removing President Ruto on the 20th, and they will not succeed, what is their game plan? What is the end game? Will they go to the bush? Because there is now an army complete with uniform. Will they go to the bush? Will they attack Kenya and overwhelm us and depose this government and install another one? What is the end game? Can they build the scenarios for us before 20th? And I'm saying, let us not get there. Let us not get there. Let us pull back and ask, for what? For what are we doing this? That is all we ask. Yeah. And I'm sure there are no shortage of Kenyans of goodwill who think as I do, who desire as I do, but there is also no shortage of Kenyans who are saying, bring it on. I'm telling those Kenyans who are saying, bring it on, you are wrong. And history will tell you, you are wrong. Must be burning, and you are running after rats. Let the rats run away. Let us come back to the house. Let us go to North Kenya and work with one accord for the sake of this country. There are people who can't pay school fees, people who cannot eat. Salaries have not been paid to workers in the devolved units. Yet we want to have a champagne revolution where you fly in with choppers and V8s. That is a champagne revolution. You eat caviar and eggs and sausage, then come to a meeting and tell people who have not eaten, let us invade State House. That is kamikaze, suicide. That is what we are saying is not necessary.
Yeah.
I hope that by divine grace, as I conclude my letter, the ears will listen, I hope, and pray. But that is all we can do.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people have determined to do what they want to do, everything that you say is stupidity in their minds. Stupid. He is saying stupid things. He's been bought. I'm sure there are people watching and saying, oh, he's been bought. There are people watching and saying, oh, he's the personification of cowardice and stupidity. I prefer to be a coward for the sake of my country. I prefer to be stupid for the sake of my country. Because if we destroy it, you and me and other generations will be in heaven before Kenya is put back together, if it ever is put back together again. This is the time for Honorable Raila and Honorable Ruto to say, the message is sound, even if I don't like the messenger. That is all we ask. President Ruto, in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, you are the President of the Republic of Kenya. This is the time when history calls upon leaders to rise above the parapet of partisan politics and to seize the opportunity to stabilize the ship of state. Don't think it underneath you to approach your adversaries. Do so for the sake of the Republic of Kenya, and history will remember you fondly. To Mzee Raila Amolo Odinga, history is beckoning you to be great. However aggrieved you are, there is a process which is prescribed by the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. That process did not make you the President of the Republic of Kenya. Rise up and do that which is right. Use your experience and influence to protect Kenya. Do not march on State House. Use constitutional means. To my fellow Kenyans, whichever side of the political divide you are on, remember that if this country is allowed to burn, it will take this generation and generations yet to be born to put it together if it can't be put together again. This is the moment when our patriotism must be given its pride of place. I beseech you, to those who are advisors of President Ruto, advise him to be a statesman. To those who are urging Mzee Raila Odinga to go on, tone down. You have blood flowing in your veins. Spare your country the pain.